What's going on, guys? BCS rankings are out. Oregon's 4th, like I thought they would be. Notre Dame, Kansas State, Bama ahead of them. Surprise, surprise, not. So, congratulations, Irish. You're this far ahead of us. So, you're not that far ahead. If we beat USC by 21, 30 plus, like I think we can, we will jump you. We will be third in the country come next week. Sorry, but that's the truth. That's just how it'll be. The computers hate us right now. The computers will love you. Your computer ranking will go down as you play those crappy-ass ball clubs before you face USC. That's the truth. Oregon's computer ranking is only going to go up. We play 3 teams in the top 20 until then, based on today's rankings, and I don't see them changing much. Like, okay, Oregon State and Stanford play. Oregon State's 11th. Stanford is 14th. If either of those teams win, they're in the top 10. USC doesn't face Oregon State. If they keep winning, well, we play them this week. So they're in the top 15, or top 20, excuse me. And if they beat Notre Dame, heck, they'll probably be in the top 10. If they keep winning and beat Notre Dame, they could be in the top 10. When we face them again in the Pac-12 championship game. So there's still plenty of opportunities for Oregon to get back into this thing. And we're still in it, honestly. I apologize for last night a little bit. I was really, really upset that Notre Dame won that game. I really wanted them to lose just so we didn't have to worry about them anymore. But props to Notre Dame. You came out and you played your heads off. And you deserve to be ranked ahead of us. Kirk Herbstreit said it. He has no problem where K-State Notre Dame is right now. If Oregon wins out, he has them going. And I have this... after calming down and getting my head back on straight, I realize the same thing. If we beat who we're supposed to beat and go undefeated, there's no way they can keep us out, especially with K-State's schedule. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I was being really jaded. I was upset that USC lost and that Oregon State was losing. That was before the final of that game came out. But they ended up losing by 3 to Washington on the road. Gosh dang it. They're still in the top 15. That's still a quality win on the road in the Civil War, where it's like Bama and Tennessee. You can just throw everything out. So, and I'm confused at why I thought the Rose Bowl was so bad. It's been 2 or 3 years in a row now that every Duck fan thinks it's natty or bust, and I fell into that category, and I try not to be one of those guys. The Rose Bowl was still a terrific and amazing prize. Growing up in Pac-12 football, getting to the Rose Bowl was like winning the national championship game back then. Like, in 01, can you, like, going to the Rose Bowl back then, it was the championship game. But before then, like, 95, I was a little too young, but I know what it meant now. Going to the Rose Bowl was probably like, oh my god, we're going to the freaking Rose Bowl. It's the granddad of them all for a reason, guys. I was there last year. It's unbelievable. If you have a chance to go, go. It is totally worth it. Totally worth it. Anyway, not the point of the video. I still think Oregon can go. I don't see them slipping up. USC, yeah, they have great receivers. Yeah, they have a great quarterback. Yeah, they have a decent running back, who I think is a tad bit overrated. But their defense is just so sloppy. You had Arizona score 39 on you? What is the Ducks going to do to you? Good Lord. I see us routing these guys, destroying USC. And then we have Cal on the road. That's a trap game. I'll talk about that more in Cal Hate Week. That's a trap game. But the question was posed on BCS Countdown, which team can give Bama its best test? And not in a standard week where you have 1 week to prepare and then you play each other. This Bama team will have approximately 30-something days to prepare for you. Kirby Smart, Nick Saban, to prepare for your offense and defense. And I just do not think it is K-State. I'm sorry, K-State fans. You guys are just, I think, the Cinderella story this year. Even though you're in an automatic qualifying conference, you got lucky to beat Oklahoma. They had 3 turnovers in that game. You only beat them by 10. Notre Dame's win over them, in my opinion, is more impressive. Oklahoma didn't turn the ball over, but I think once, and they beat them by 17. And it shouldn't even be that close, really. So I just don't think you would contend with Bama at all. At all. I think it would be a rout. Notre Dame, on the other hand, it would depend on who showed up. If Everett Golson, the guy who played against Oklahoma, showed up, that'd be a contest, because I know the defense is going to show up. Your defense shows up every week. But Everett Golson, redshirt freshman, could he show up? talk about pressure. I know we did it last week, or last night, but this is a whole different type of ball game. And kind of the same thing with Oregon. We have a redshirt freshman quarterback, too. He just has been poised from day one, though. Hasn't really shown that sloppy tendency hardly at all. So he's not much of a concern. It's our defense. And that's going to get tested this week at USC. Is what's the final score of that USC game? Oregon might still win it, but if USC scores 40, 30-something, maybe our defense isn't what we thought it was. But if we hold them to 17, 20-something points, 25 points, not let them score 36 like Arizona did, that's going to say a lot about our defense because we know our offense is great. We know our offense is legit and can score on anybody in the nation, I think. So it's just going to be what our defense can do, and I think that's going to show up this week. We're going to hold USC to about 24, 21 points, something like that, and we're going to score 40 to 50 on them. That's just what I think, and it's just going to be. And by the way, Notre Dame, you're not that far ahead of us. So if we dominate USC, we will jump you because the only thing holding us back is our computer rankings. You guys are loved in the computers. We are hated in the computers. We're 6th in the computers. We're 2nd in everything else. In both human polls, we are 2nd. People want to see us play Bama. The computers, however, don't like us. And they will like us after we trounce USC, after we beat Stanford, and after we beat State. They'll like us. And after we beat USC again in the Pac-12 championship game, they'll like us. And we'll be in the championship. Even if you guys went out, I just have the confidence now that we'll be there. And again, I say, all you can ask of this team, I was telling my buddy this last night, all you can ask of this team is to go undefeated. If we go undefeated and we get left out, yes, it'll suck. It'll be disappointing. It'll be heartbreaking. Get a few days, get over it, realize we're in the freaking Rose Bowl. What is so wrong with the Rose Bowl? Nothing is wrong with the Rose Bowl. Win the Rose Bowl back-to-back years. You're a favorite to win it next year because, and I might have to make a separate video with this because I think next year Oregon's offense could be one of the most explosive it has ever had, ever. And that's scary because I think that year we went to the national championship game, we had a pretty dang good explosive offense. Rose Bowl year had explosive offense, and this year is a pretty dang good explosive offense, even with DeAnthony Thomas not playing his best ball. Sophomore slump, if you will. But that's it for me. I'm going to get ready for USC Hate Week. Coming up starting tomorrow. Like I said, probably going to make 3 or 4 videos just because I'm pumped. But go Ducks.